Hi, I'm not yet dead in name and in nature, and welcome back to South Mountain Creamery. Just check for traffic. So yeah, we're just on our way up to Goldcrest Pacific Grains. They've got a really good price on at the moment for wheat, and we've still got all of the wheat we harvested last year in the silo. So we need the money. So it seemed like now was a good time to do that. So yeah, we're just driving up there to sell it. I'm in the hurler, got TS16, nearly full. Doing a grand job. So yeah, we've been busy. A few things have happened since we were last here. I've just sold another load of wood. You'll notice the money's gone up. I'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so we've sold another load of wood, cutting down the trees on the edge of field. Ooh, remind me, 18. I was thinking 18. That's good. And field 28 is being seeded. Those you saw, the workers just run out of seed, so we'll have to go back and refill. Field 27 has just been finished ploughing, and I've just started to work on field 26. So it's all go on the fields. I've also sprayed field 9 with fertilizer rather, so that's at its second level of fertilization, and of course we seeded that last time, I believe, or it was underway and it's finished anyway. Either way, one or the other. What else has been going on? I've sold some other crops as well, so now's a good time to look in the store. So yeah, so we're selling in the store, in the silo. So we're selling the wheat, getting a good price for that. How much did we get? Not bad. That's not bad. For wheat, that's pretty $806 a thousand litres. It's pretty good for going for wheat, so I'm quite happy with that. I also sold the sunflowers and the soybeans that we had. Got pretty good prices for both of those. That was at Grains Towers and Goldcrest Pacific Grain. Still umming and ahhing about the corn. I'd like to sell the corn because we've got loads of it, but I haven't had both Goldcrest Pacific and Grains Towers have topped out below a good price, so it's not gone green on either of those yet. So I'm still holding off and hoping that that price for canola is going to keep going up at Grains Towers. We'll have to see how we do. But yeah, so that's that. So quite a lot of things been going on. So just checking the field. So field 9, I'm not sure why it's got too low. Oh no, because we started with the Great Plains, so that put into fertilizer. So yeah, field 9 for the most part is second stage fertilization. Field 28, of course, we'd already slurried, so field 27 needs a spray. Field 27 has been ploughed now but needs cultivating, and field 26 is being ploughed as we speak. And as you can see, field 28 actually is not far off, so one more refill of the seeder should be enough for that. And of course, as you recall, we did field 29, little field 29 last time, and it's been slurried. So yeah, that's a field update. And I say, so yeah, I've been cutting some more trees down at 18 and taken another load, 36,000 litres of wood chips, but the price is dropping, so I'm going to stop doing that for now. Actually, let's go this top way back, why not? Just for a bit of variety on the route. But yeah, so the other reason the money's gone up, in addition to all that selling, which I mean that's, you know, it was what, 13,000 for the wheat. I think I've probably got about the same for the last load of wood chip. Actually, did I? Maybe not quite that much, but yeah, anyway. And obviously those crops, but I mean, they were sort of 5,000 or 6,000 because we didn't have much of either of those. So yeah, you know, so we've made 20 or 30 grand. In fact, I suppose actually if I look in the menu, it'll tell me, but thereabouts. So that much since last time. But I have also taken out a $50,000 loan because we have some work to do. We need to make some investment in the farm, and I'm afraid that I just couldn't get the money together quick enough, and we need to act now. Now is the time. So yeah, so that's going to be our job for the day. we are going to, which, well, you'll have seen from the screenshot, I dare say, because I'm guessing that's what my screenshot's going to be of. I haven't got there yet, obviously. But yeah, so we're actually going to put some greenhouses up, and I'm also going to put in place, I talked about this before, we've had a few complaints, not major ones, but just, you know, little whinges from some customers about where we've put that wood by the side, because by the side of the road, because it is, you know, it's quite difficult to get completely off the road to be able to fill up your truck there. And actually it's been going quite well, and I'm gonna make a bit of a guess that come next autumn, when things start to get chilly again, we'll probably start to sell more of that wood. It's seemingly being, you know, general response has been quite well. It's just the wrong time of year, so that's fine. So yeah, we're also going to put in a little sort of shelter wood store that people, you know, we'll just pile up the wood logs and people can go get them. And also potentially that so there'll be that, so there'll be greenhouses for various products. So it'll be sort of like a, you know, market garden type, you know, we'll just have that pick your own greenhouses, and which we need to get in the ground, because obviously we need to get them sown. So I mean, it's going to be a while before they'll start generating us any money, but you've got to get, yes, the wood's going down, but yeah, that's not great. I just wanted it near the store, but we've got other ideas now, so we can make a bit of a theme of go and collect your own and then go and pay at the shop. So that's what we're going to do today. But before we do that, should go and get that cedar filled up and keep it going. Well, I've just come to get the tractor to refill the cedar, but I just had to go look at this. All these cows. It's so great to see them all back roaming around. Feels like we're on the move, picking up, moving forward. It's great. Right, so let's get the Massey. It's a little cedar. It is a little cedar, but it's done a great job of this. I mean, it's quite a sizable field, this. Hope to have some bigger equipment, but for now we'll manage. It's doing a good job. Right, so let's go fill this up. Conveniently, we are right next to the track. Oh yeah, so the other thing also I've also been doing since last time to come clear up is I kept going. I have to say I didn't make an awful lot more silage power food, but I did make another couple of loads. So it's 4,606 litres we've got, and of course it's just as usual, it's added to the silage and hay, which is now at 35,000 litres. But I'll just keep an eye on it. I'll keep topping it up every now and again. But to fill that, I mean, I like that little silo king. It's great, but to fill, you know, the amount that 30 cows need, I rather underestimated how much that was going to be. So it's not, you know, its capacity is not really big enough to do that efficiently, but we've got it. We're keeping them fed. That's the main thing. I'm not, you know, it'd be nice to have that bar green, but I can kind of live without it for now, because I can always make some more whenever it's needed. It's not too big a deal. So so that's all good. So yeah, it's been busy. Still lots to do. So we'll get this, get the Massey back on this field. There's not too much left to do. It's just this section. I'll need to go around and do some edges and stuff just to tidy up, I think, in places. But for the most part, there's not too much left to do. But we'll get all this in. I need this done today, which it should be. Need to make sure that it's all in one day, otherwise it starts growing and maturing at different speeds, which just gets a bit annoying. Right, I'll step out of the way. Actually, while we're here, probably makes sense to go see how the plough's getting on. I mean, I haven't done hard about. So yeah, kind of thinking corn, and either some soybeans or sunflower. So we've got today and tomorrow to do that. So we should be all right to get both of these done. And actually, the corn can always wait a day. Though I was going to put the corn in this one, but it doesn't matter too much. How different are they in size? Yeah, 26 is like bigger, but that doesn't matter too much. Oh no, that's right. Whew. It's funny because the line the plough had been up and down was exactly the same place as the trees at the back of the next field. I thought he'd started ploughing someone else's field. That was going to be a surprise. Yeah, he's not doing a bad job at all, actually. It's going well. He's not been on here very long. It's not that long since I got him going. Cool. Excellent. Right. Back to the yard. Just thought I'd park away the traders and the herdsmen while I was here. But yeah, so what we need to do, so we'd use this area. It's not far from the store. It's easy enough for people to drive up off the road. Have a bit of a log store. What we'll have to do, of course, because this is where we have all of our vehicles delivered, so we'll have to just, you know, divide it off somehow, set up some sort of, not barricades, the wrong word, but you know what I mean, a fence or something like that, just to build that up. Get the greenhouses put in the top, so sort of do a pick your own salad crops type thing, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So best to plan. So we could have traffic cones. We can have these concrete barriers. They're a bit ugly. We've got wooden. Could have some fence panels. There's all sorts really. And I had in mind a particular shed that I like the look of. Would be a nice sort of, there you go, that one. Small shelter to store the wood, keep it dry. So that should work. And then yeah, we just need the greenhouses. So we're going to go for salad crops, easy enough for people to come pick their own. And everybody loves tomatoes. Right, so let's have a look at this. Where can we put this? Try and get it square. That looks alright. One for lettuce. We'll spin it round so that it's accessible. You know, the access point is right next to the tomato greenhouse as well, which will just make that convenient for the customers. And actually also easier for us to manage it, fill it, etc. Just making sure that that's, yeah, roughly. Okie dokie. And then cucumber. So I've got to think about where this one can go actually. So I could put it that way sideways in front of the tomato one. I could conceivably put it up here. Oh, except it won't let me put it there. Now why would that be? Could put it here, I suppose. Got to think about how we're going to keep or remove, reduce, restrict access. You know, May need to use that shelter at some point. May need to get in the yard. That's the sheep yard. But we do have access. Sorry, I'm moving around. We do have access from the other side, so we can always restrict that and just close this off completely. Or we could put this over here out of the way. Maybe we should try and keep the footprint a bit smaller. So we could put this over here, just so that we've got the flexibility then to do other things with the rest of the space at some point if we need to. That one's going to need quite a slope. That's going to need a lot of mound. Right, how's that looking so far? Actually, that looks all right though. I quite like that. They do work fast, these contractors, don't they? It's looking good though. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. So what we'll need to do for these is get them seeded, of course. Get the seeds and get them growing. And then with a bit of luck, come the summer, we'll have some crops. Mind you, the lettuce shouldn't take too long, I suppose. Cucumbers and tomatoes might need a bit longer. Yeah, that bump's could be a bit tricky, but I think we'll be alright. Okie dokie. Right, so that just needs something. At least just leaves the little hut that I had in mind for the wood to sell. So where was that? That's more. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's this one. Don't know how big it is, do we? I've used that one before, and I've yeah, particular. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. Actually, and should therefore be able to. If I line that up with there, I should be able to fence all of that off, so that if needs be, we've still got access, you know, from our sort of the delivery point where we have the equipment delivered, all the way around to that shed round. So we'd still got round the loop access round that shelter. Actually, that would work quite well, wouldn't it? But without, you know, but keeping the customers safe and away from operations, which is always very important. I suppose the only thing I do need to think about is access to that, because if I'm, you know what, it's fine, we can put it. I'm just thinking if I start doing large amounts of logs and I want to tip them in, then I'm going to struggle to bring that round that way. Plus I don't, you know, I don't want to have that too close to the front of the cucumber greenhouse for the same reason. You know, if we start really needing to put loads of manure in it to keep it going, that'll do. Concrete's a bit of a nuisance, isn't it? Still, it's only a little step, and it's a lovely little shelter. Very nice. Nice traditional. Not too big. So yeah. But these steps are fine because they're alright, people coming to get their lettuce and whatever else. So the only thing is just putting some fence in now just to screen it all off a little bit. Give a bit of protection, safety and security for the visiting members of the public. And the most obvious place to start with that, I've never used this before, let's see, where is it? Will be, oh come on, here we go. I'm not into all of this now because that would just be mind-numbingly dull, because it's going to take me a long time to do this and position these. But I'm curious to see, I'm not even sure which way round that is. that's unfortunate. I was hoping we'd be able to put it right against the back of the shelter. Actually, that's not too bad. I'm not going to put too many. How's that look? Oh, that looks good. Yeah, we're quite tricky to get them perfectly in line, I think. But yeah, that looks alright. Nice. Oh well, we'll get the rest of that done another time. It doesn't matter yet, it's not open to the public. But that way you get the general idea anyway. I quite like that. Little area for the customers to come. So yeah, so we'll bring the fence round. I mean, they'll need vehicle access as well. But we'll bring the fence round. So it sort of cuts across here, allowing them space to get, you know, and it won't be fenced all the way, but I'll certainly do fence up there. And then as it comes down here to just a more sort of just a vehicle area, then I'll just cone it, or we'll have, you know, those concrete shield things. But they can use this entrance entirely, and I'll just use that other one, which is perfect. Oh, I'm really pleased with that. It looks really good. So actually, what we could do is go and get some water and get some water in those greenhouses so that we can get them sown, get seeds in. And I mean, they'll need some fertilizer, some sort of manure or something at some point to really bring them on. But for right now, they've got the soil. If we get them some water and get the seeds in, that'll be enough. In fact, actually, there's the water tanker for the animals, which actually needs filling up anyway. So I'll go do that. Yeah, it needs filling up because I've just emptied it. So check. Oh no. So I will fill this up. I'm just going to get the same point I went to last time on the river. Just going to walk straight through the tractor. Okay, I was trying to be good and not run him over, and he's just walked straight through it. Okay, there it is. That lady in that business suit, she likes living dangerously as well. Okay. I was going to wait for that one, but never mind. Anyway, so I'll go fill this up, and I'll see you in a little bit. Right, so we've got the water. I can't remember how much you need for these greenhouses, but let's give this a go. So these two will be easy to do. I don't know where the trigger is. Let's see. Let's hope the slope's not too big, and that's why it won't work. Surely not. Oh, there we go. Boom. Instant plants. I like it. It's funny actually, I didn't think that was... I thought you needed manure and water to get the plants. That's a bit annoying. Oh well, never mind. It's part of my plan that they wouldn't actually be green yet. But never mind. So be it. So no fruits. So it'll be a while before the customers can come pick them. But if they're growing that quickly, I'll need manure faster than I thought, and I'm not sure that we'll have enough from what the cows are producing currently. We'll have to see how we do. Anyway, that of course will be a bit trickier once the fence is finished. But for right now, a bit of a stretch that. There we go. Yeah, cucumbers are a bit slower growing. Those tomatoes just shot up. Amazing. And still a little bit of water left. That's good. Perfect. So that'll need doing every other day or so, I think, from memory. I haven't really done greenhouses. God, not since I was playing on Goldcrest. Mind you, did have some on Spectacle Island, but they were so far away from the main farm I never remembered to water them or top up the manure or anything. Right, I actually won't leave this. I was going to leave this next to cows, but for now I'll put it in this big shed with the other trailers, and that'll do nicely. And then better go see about the Massey, which has run out of seed again, so we can get that field finished. And actually we're going to have to lease another seeder. $2,000 in pay in wages in an hour for 2 workers. Blimey, Charlie. Whew, they're well paid, aren't they? I should start doing more of this stuff myself. Jump the fence. Right, see you there in a sec. Right, so there's only a tiny little bit left, plus the edges, plus that little patch over there, so there really isn't much left to do. So I will refill the seeder, and I'll do this myself. The amount we're paying our workers, not sure we can afford to use them all the time. And the ploughing's still carrying on field. Is that 27? I was trying to figure this out the other day. I'm assuming that's 26, right? Yep, 28, 27, 26. Yeah, so the plough is still going on 26. I'm doing a pretty good job, actually. It's a slightly easier field than some of the others. 27 and 28 are really, you have to do them in bits. But eventually, I think we'll just plough all this out, but it'll be one huge field. But I think we will do that at some point, because it'll be a much easier shape to work. So yeah, 28, there's a tiny little strip, a tiny little patch there. 27 needs to be cultivated, actually. But anyway. And then yeah, I'll need to think about leasing a seeder, because we're going to have, what was it, corn and either soybean or sunflower. I can't decide. Price wise, on this map, there's not an awful lot in it. I think the soybean did top out slightly higher than the sunflower, so I suppose soybean still wins it. Soybean's usually the most expensive crop, or the crop with the best price. In which case, we can sow soybean with this. Okay, so we don't need one for the corn. That's not too bad. We won't need it as long. Won't cost as much. Perhaps doesn't need to be quite so big. But yeah, so that's not too bad. So that'll probably be tomorrow. And then we can use this one to seed the other one. With soybean, in that case, I'll need to look at cropping periods for that, or sowing periods, sowing times. Yeah, so I'll just get this field done. It's quite a big field to do with this little seeder, but it's done a great job. And the Massey, of course, as ever. Remarkably very clean. Seeder, whoa, lucky. We looked at the seeder in operation. Is it really? It's a great little thing. There we go. But yeah, so I actually got a bit of news. Had an interesting conversation this morning. A couple of gentlemen on a business meeting. A couple of local businessmen. They were on their way back from a business meeting. Popped into the store, to the shop, the farm shop, and had heard of the plight of the farm. And so we started having a chat, myself and the owners, and it seems like they might be willing to invest. So they're local businessmen, really, well to do, very successful, and yeah, considering that they might want to invest in the farm to help us get back on our feet properly and really begin to scale up again, which would be amazing. So I haven't really talked numbers, but I think they're both interested in investing separately, so there might be a bit of money coming our way, which would be exceedingly advantageous. So yeah, so the conversations are ongoing. We've had a chat about some of our plans, some of the things we're wanting to do, the fact that we need to make the farm bigger, that we need to get more cows in, that we're trying to diversify the offering to the public through the farm shop, getting involved in different things, you know, all that sort of stuff. And they seemed pretty impressed. So yeah, we'll have another conversation with them, and fingers crossed. But yeah, that might be really good. Get a bit of money invested in the business. They'll want paying back, of course. They are businessmen at the end of the day. But in general terms, they've said, you know, annual amounts, they're quite comfortable. They just, because they're local, they just want to see this business survive and thrive again. And you know, just, but they'll be, you know, hands off for as long as they think that we're doing, you know, that we're doing a good job, and that they'll get their money back. They don't want to get too heavily involved in the running of it. They recognise that that's not their area of expertise. How many patches up here have we got? I think a few. But yeah, they just want to help out and get this, you know, once really huge local business back on its feet. So that's quite nice, really. Philanthropic local businessman. It's rather good. So yeah, so we'll see where that goes over the next day or so. Have another conversation with them, see where we end up. But yeah, I mean, for the next, you know, next few days, it's mainly just going to be about getting the seed in the ground, keeping things moving forward, continuing to clear those trees, though I'm beginning to wonder what to do with the wood chip, because the price has dropped now completely. It's, I think I just checked, it's about $255 per 1,000 litres, so it's dropped nearly $100 since, which it will do. It's gonna, you know, it's warming up. The wood chips are less needed than they were, I guess. Plus we've been selling them, and the price always drops when you sell. So yeah, I might need to figure out some way of storing that. But we'll keep on at it. I don't think George is in any particular rush. We'll just keep on clearing it as soon as we can, and amongst everything else. But our priority's got to be getting these fields going, getting them all sowed over the next day or so, getting them fertilised, and just keeping on top of it all, as well as, of course, keeping on top of the cows. So we've now got 30. You know, I've got a bit of money left in the bank, the money that I borrowed. Could return it, or I could get a few more cows. We're just about alright for equipment. I say that that food mixer's a bit small, but, you know, it'll just be a little time each day, just remixing. We'll see how we get on. But yeah, so well, I think the next few episodes might be a little bit here, a little bit there, rather than sort of a continuous here's an afternoon of work like I usually do. Just keep us moving forwards. But we'll get the contractors in, we'll get that area finished off, so that come the summer we should be in a good position to start selling. That'll be quite good. And I suppose better start building up the supplies of wood from our woodland as well. I suppose we're not going to sell the wood chip. That could be an alternative, actually, you know. Rather than, if we're not going to sell the wood chip, I could actually just cut the logs and use those logs for now. Might do that. That's that little patch. There we go. So, field 26. Nearly sown. It's really good. Yeah, I might need to ask around something. I'll have some manure for those greenhouses, but I'm going to have to ask around about if anyone, sorry, yeah, manure, yeah, that's right. If anyone's got manure we can use. crops. I don't know if we'll be producing enough just yet to keep them as productive as they might be. But of course, I suppose maybe we don't want to spend the money. It's a bit experimental. We'll have to see how it goes with the customers. But you know, we've had pretty positive response to the wood, the logs. Well, there's no point in really putting this somewhere else. It's still reasonably full. We definitely got everything now on that field. Is it done? Let's see. Yeah, apart from that patch where I ran out of potatoes, and I don't want to confuse things by putting something else in there, so yep, we're all done. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did. Oh, you idiot. Oh my goodness, because I was looking to see what I could sow. I've managed to put oilseed radish in. Oh well, you know what? It's tiny little strips. I'm not going to worry about that. Better than leaving it fallow. What a wally. I don't want to keep doing that with these seeders. Not checking what crop I've got. Serving right for not paying attention. Anyway, on that rather amusing note. Oh dear. We've come to the end of an episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Still busy, lots to do, lots going on. But yeah, it's going to be a bit more just sort of field work for the next few days. Mind you, it won't be that long actually before we need to start thinking about cutting the grass again. I'm assuming. Really? It's ready to harvest? It seems a little bit early. Okay. So we can do some grass work. Might put some of it as grass in the silage. I'm not sure we're that desperate for hay and hay yet. A bit more grass. So yeah, I might put some in the silage base to top up what we're going to get from the corn. We'll see how we go and use that as forage instead. Anyway, but yes, so that is something we could be doing at some point. I think it could do with a bit more growth, to be honest. But yeah, so that's the end of the episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet and you'd like to, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, I'll look forward to welcoming you back to South Mountain Creamery very soon. Bye bye for now.